In my first season as West Ham boss, the goal was to take this club from a relegation mess all the way to a mid-table position, bring some stability. And with signings like Petrovic, players like Matheus Fernandes leading, and of course young talent like William Power coming through, we did it. But then in season 2, the goalpost changed. The board and myself got a bit more ambitious, and we set a target of qualifying for Champions League football. Now, it wasn't easy because we had Jarrod Bowen leave the club, but we brought in replacements like Tyler Dibling, Molero, and even later on, Kevin De Bruyne. Throughout the season, we were right there in the fight for top 4, but in the end, we just about missed out, finishing 5th. Now, the season wasn't all bad because we did end up winning the Conference League, but ultimately, there will be consequences of not being in the Champions League next season. Signings like KDB, Molero, all of them were made with the assumption that we will be in the Champions League the following season. More money will be coming in. Even our players themselves are kind of losing faith in our project, especially Matheus Fernandes. He came to me last season saying that he wants to leave the club. And honestly, can we really blame him? He's 87 rated, one of the best midfielders now in the Premier League. And it's our fault we didn't qualify for Champions League, and his talent level right now is of Champions League quality. Kind of the same with Kevin De Bruyne. At this age, he does not want to be fighting to get into the Champions League. He wants to be playing in the most elite club competition in the final stages of his career. Now, we've got a meeting coming up with the board to discuss what are our expectations for this season ahead, because everything's now changed because we didn't qualify. Firstly, though, they do want me to solve the Matheus Fernandes and Kevin De Bruyne problem. And well, for Matheus Fernandes, we made a promise. He's been allowed to leave the club. I can't believe it, man. If only we qualified for Champions League, we probably would have kept him at the club. And oh my days, he's joined Manchester City, 109 million. Funnily enough, it was City that denied us a spot in the top 4 last season. Weirdly enough, there have been 0 offers for Kevin De Bruyne. And that's probably because last season, we saw him have a lot of fitness concerns. He could barely finish 90 minutes of football, and that puts us in a position to have a conversation with KDB to maybe convince him to stay. I still feel we need his quality. Now, this time we had the upper hand in negotiations because KDB didn't really have any other options. I mean, he could maybe go to Inter Miami or the Saudi League, but he doesn't want to do that. He wants to still play at a top club, and so I did give him a slight wage increase, and he's willing to continue with us. But this, I feel, is out of necessity. He's not doing it because he believes in me and my project. But right now, with Matheus Fernandes gone, we do need the experience of KDB. But now I've got a meeting with the West Ham board, and we're going to decide what our objectives are for the season ahead. One thing that's good is that there's no talk about me getting sacked. You see, the board appreciates from where I've taken West Ham, literally in the relegation zone, to now a conversation about Champions League football. But okay, the board are giving me a couple of options here. The first objective would be to focus on winning the Europa League. They're offering me a budget of only 80 million though, which is kind of crazy because Matheus Fernandes sold for more. But also, I don't want to go all in on just the Europa League and end up finishing 7th or 8th in the Premier League. Nah, the Premier League has got to be our main focus. In fact, I'm looking at our team right now. If we sort out a few positions and if the board can give us some more money to work with, I think I can build a team that could fight for the title. Last season, we weren't that far off. Yes, we finished 5th, but if you look at the points difference, we were close, and it was Newcastle and Man City up top as well fighting. I think we can take the fight to any Premier League club, and that's why I'm pushing the board to be more ambitious. This is going to be our second objective, winning the Premier League. For this, the board will give us a budget of 120 million. Now, they'll also want us to reach the Europa League semi-finals, and I think we can do that, but I like this route way more. I know it's crazy, challenging ourselves to win the Premier League and the fact that we've lost Matheus Fernandes, but I really think we can pull it off. And there you go, we've chosen our path, 120 million for the season ahead. Straight away, I think our approach needs to be to get that replacement for Matheus Fernandes. I know we've got De Bruyne this season, Chavez as well. Loftus-Cheek, who's got a bit of an injury, a broken leg. Okay, it's not a bit of an injury, it's pretty serious, but he should be back in like 40 days. But yeah, I do feel like we need to replace Matheus Fernandes with someone world-class. Because you guys saw how important he was to this team. And I'm thinking maybe an experienced midfielder, not someone as old as De Bruyne, 28, 29, something like that could be the play. Meanwhile, in the defense, I do like Lenny Yoro. He's only 21. What a signing he was when we brought him in from Man United. But Todibo's 27. Do we trust him? I mean, we've got Inigo Martinez and Agüero at the club, so we are looking fine for the defense. In fact, right now, the midfield has got to be the highest priority for us. Uh-oh, but we do have an expected event. Usually these are called unexpected. Oh, but that's because it's Somerville saying that this season he wants to be a starter. And if not, he'd like to leave. And you know what, boys? Somerville is perfectly in the right to be demanding this. Last season, he started off with a bench role. But towards the end, he became so important that we had to start him over Molero. And he's the reason we won the Conference League as well. That's why he's also your player of the season. Now, that has earned him a playstyle plus. And of course, it had to be the finesse shot plus. And guys, I think we gotta trust Somerville, man. He showed such leadership last season. While Molero was missing sitter after sitters, the only problem is that Molero now being 84 rated, he is not gonna accept being on the bench. I think this is a situation where we're gonna have to make a choice. Somerville or Molero? And you know what? I've got to reward players who get the job done on the pitch. And that is Somerville. Meanwhile, I am thinking we could cash in on Molero. Because if he's not willing to be on the bench, we've got no other choice. And I can't believe it, man. After Matheus Fernandes, we're now walking Molero out as well. This is kind of what happens when you don't qualify for Champions League. The players start demanding more, and they've just got more leverage. But I think for 83 million, we just had to sacrifice Molero. The cool thing is we've now got 199 million. This kind of changes everything. Because with that, we can easily build a team that's going to be gunning for the Premier League trophy. Now, although I said I wanted to focus on building the midfield, we'll keep that for later. Because when we've got this kind of crazy money, I think we gotta have a discussion about bringing back Jarrod Bowen. Now, I know he's 30, but I think he can still play a big part. Remember when he won goal of the season, he got that finesse shot plus? Imagine him and Somerville on either side. And with Tyler Dibbling being a bit inconsistent, I think a backup role would suit him better. And bro, we could get Jarrod Bowen back to West Ham for such a good price. You know what? I am down to spend like 40 million to bring back Bowen. I don't think this is a risk at all, especially since Molero is gone. And yep, for 42.6 million. Wait a minute. Is that Pep Guardiola at Liverpool? That is the weirdest managerial transfer I've seen. By the way, have you noticed Bowen's overall? It's 84. And that is a good thing. Because this season, our restriction of signing new players is a maximum of 84 overall. And it's time for the prodigal son to return. Of course, if I'm doing a West Ham career mode, Jarrod Bowen has to be the guy. For one season, we let him leave, explore a new opportunity at Liverpool. But now at West Ham, we're building a project and I want Bowen to play a big part. He's back at West Ham. I'm also now thinking with 150 million that we've got, that should easily be enough to sign 2 quality players, especially considering we're going to be limited by the 84 rule. And that's why I'm thinking maybe signing another centre-back could be the play. We've got Inigo Martinez at the club, but he's 36, man. I think it's time to say goodbye to him. I would definitely say he was a really successful signing, and on the pitch he was brilliant. In fact, he came close to winning the best moment of the season award with that crazy tackle. But I do think selling him now is the right thing to do. We get 7.9 million. Now, talking about the best moment of the season, that's right, this is an award we're using to replace the traditional goal of the season. That's because for some reason in FC26, I'm not scoring that many bangers. Plus, this way we can maybe give a bit of recognition to defensive players. Although Somerville's winning goal in the Conference League final is really close to being the best moment. But I think rather than goals, there was one crazy save at the start of the season Petrovic made. Through us, hits the poster, rebound, and Petrovic, are you joking? For me, that's got to be the best moment of the season. And for that, we're going to be rewarding him with the deflector plus playstyle. Okay, I really wanted to get done with the signings of a midfielder and a centre-back, but looks like we've got Premier League action already. And to be honest, it's a great chance to get Bowen back into action. Somerville as well, giving him a leading role. In that midfield right now, we'll have De Bruyne and Chavez. Compared to last season, it looks like our team is super similar. Tactically as well, I don't think we need to make any changes. I think we've got a really good base, and that should be visible in this game. We should still be able to win this without any major signings. And of course, then we will know what to build on. To be fair, Jarrod Bowen back in the club is a major signing. Already linking up with Wan-Bissaka. Also, this season, I think Chavez is going to be better than ever. More experience. You saw that there. As now Somerville looking to link up with Diouf. Cross for Jarrod Bowen. Diving header. Back at West Ham and a sublime goal. That is Jarrod Bowen for you, man. By the way, I'm glad we got the early lead to just cut out the nerves, because Brighton are not an easy team to beat, especially on their day. It looks like right now we're having our day. I see Kevin De Bruyne making a lovely run. Does he have the legs? He's trying his best. That's something about Kevin De Bruyne that this season, I don't think he'll be able to do. The legs just aren't there. Oh, it's good build-up play as Petrovic makes a big save. This season, I'm hoping Petrovic doesn't get injured, because I remember last season, he got injured at the start and that kind of derailed everything. By the way, since we've of course shifted to an aggressive 4-3-3 formation defensively, it is sometimes chaotic, but we do have the quality to make it work. Defensively, in a problematic situation, we have been opened up Petrovic again. You know what, guys? We've signed players like KDB, Lenny Yoro, of course, but I think the best signing we've made was, of course, Petrovic, and to think it was one of our first. What a decision that was. On the charge goes Somerville, and this is what I like to see. He's got a big responsibility this season now that he is the main man. What can Somerville do? Crazy bit of dribbling, looking for a pass inside. He kind of messed it up there. Honestly, Chavez, though, is having a ridiculously good game. Could look for a pass here for Somerville. Now on his right foot, finesse shot and bang. That is Somerville for you, bro. He's already repaying the faith we're showing in him. Oh, the way Jarrod Bowen went through there. The pace he's still got at the age of 30. Bowen still going through, looking to square this one. How did we not score there? Holding on to the ball. Back inside for Bowen. Oh, that's a lovely finish. Ruthless from Jarrod. He's back at West Ham, and I feel he's back to make us Premier League contenders. This is exactly the start we wanted to our season. Anyways, guys, I think now we need to focus on just improving the midfield and the defense, because everything else is looking really perfect. Now, before we go for a midfielder, I think we should first sort out the centre-back spot. And I'm trying to see, are there any good options that we can go for? I mean, there's experienced players like Manuel Akanji or Ake, but I kind of want a centre-back that can really grow. Oh, Sven Botman would have been insane, but he's 85 rated. Hold on. Jarrod Brandtwaite is a really good option. 83 overall, so he fits the criteria. 6'5", just 25 as well. There's a lot of room for him to grow. Oh, there's Levi Colwill as well. And I feel like his stats look more balanced and he's younger. I do want this signing to be a Premier League one because we need the experience to win the title. Ooh, Malik Thiaw from Newcastle is a very good option. I think we're going to have to decide with one of these, and to be honest, I'm really leaning towards Levi Colwill. I feel like I often sign Jarrod Braithwaite in my career modes, and Malik Thiaw is just a bit older. I feel like Levi Colwill is absolutely perfect for what we're trying to build. And honestly, this isn't going to cost us much. We're going to still be left with a lot of money for that potential midfielder signing. 40 million for Levi Colwill. Let's run it. Okay, we're going to have to pay 48, but I'm sure I can negotiate it a bit. 45 million is going to be my counter. Well, okay, we are going to have to pay like 48.2 million, but you know what? I still think it's a really good deal. And there you go. West Ham have a new centre-back by the name of Levi Colwill. That experience at Chelsea is exactly what we need to potentially win the title. I kind of feel bad that Todibo is the one that's going to get benched, but I feel like Levi Colwill and Lenny Yoro in that back line. If we can get them to grow in their overall, this is going to be a back line that'll be impenetrable. For now, though, we've got Levi Colwill making his Premier League debut as we're facing Fulham. So far, though, we haven't even touched the ball, so things aren't looking that good. But Levi Colwill should win that battle. He does. Oh my days, that was a bit tricky. But yeah, remember last season we had a really good start to the Premier League. We need to keep that up. Okay, Fulham are literally playing us off the park here. Good defending from Yoro there. Finally, we can get the ball to Somerville, who's got ridiculous pace to break through. Still Somerville. Oh, come on. De Bruyne. Oh, he sees that pass. He sees that pass, and it's brilliant for Castellanos. Oh, come on, man. Bassi's so strong. I remember last season, it was these kind of games where we dropped points and it just ended up ruining our season. This is where Jarrod Bowen can end up helping us, and he takes that first touch into his stride really well. Here goes Jarrod Bowen. He's back for one reason and one reason only, and that's to take West Ham to the top. 3 goals now in 2 games. Even I didn't expect Bowen to have a return like this. By the way, one thing I've realized is that Castellanos has not scored so far this season. I know it's early days, but that's not a good sign. Although he's much more than a striker. He can get other players into players. He's trying to do now. Castellanos looking for Chavez, who's found space, and I thought that was the kid's moment. Regardless, though, it's full time. We get a clean sheet on Levi Colwill's debut. And, of course, the crucial 3 points. Early days, but it does feel good to be second in the Premier League. And looks like Arsenal are going to be our big competitors this season. Man City have kind of dropped off. I mean, it's super early days. I want to just focus on our job. For this next game, I think I'm going to play Pablo Felipe instead of Castellanos. He's having a bit of a drought in front of goal. Also, I don't want Tyler Dibbling to feel left out. We will play him instead of Bowen. Because, yeah, I still feel like Dibbling will have a big part to play. We've not signed a replacement for Molero. I feel like Dibbling and Adama Traore, they're more than good enough to be backup. But yeah, the pressure is definitely on Tyler Dibbling now to start performing. Otherwise, Bowen is just going to take that spot away. Aston Villa, by the way, were 4th in the Premier League. So this isn't a pushover side. They're always competitive. Similar to the Fulham game, we're not really controlling the midfield. And maybe that's because we haven't made a signing yet. That is something we need to figure out soon before the window shuts. I mean, it feels like like we haven't even touched the ball in this game. This is bad as Levi, Colwill. Good bit of defending there. All a bit of chaos, but we escape. Pablo Felipe, he's good at link-up players. He looks for Somerville, and here we go. This looks like a chance. Somerville, clever bit of dribbling. Looking back for Kevin De Bruyne, who's found a bit of space, striking it well, but the keeper saved. Okay, now we do have Kevin De Bruyne on set-piece duty, which could always result in a goal, but Levi Colwill's header goes above. Colwill there winning the header easily as now Chavez. Oh, he got taken out there. Referee, we've decided to play the advantage. No, he's going to call it back. A booking there, deserved. Okay, this is no range for De Bruyne to even try to go for goal. It's virtually impossible, but it is Kevin De Bruyne, so he is going to go for goal, and tell you what, the power was there, not the accuracy. I think, boys, we just need Jarrod Bowen. The kind of form he's in, he needs to be in the 11. I hate the fact that we have no control over the midfield, man. It's so frustrating. Pablo Felipe seeing that pass. How did he mess it up? I think we'll need Castellanos as well. Maybe Loftus-Cheek coming on for KDB, because, again, he's getting exhausted. William Power and Kevin De Bruyne, who's still not been subbed off just yet. Maybe he's going to try and create something in his final attack for the game. Good ball in. Pablo Felipe, what a chance, and he put it wide. De Bruyne put it on a platter for him. And now he's being subbed off after that. There's just not enough time. Are we going to end up dropping points here? As long as Jarrod Bowen is on the pitch, maybe not a Somerville in the 90th minute. Oh my days. That's what Somerville does. He did it in the Conference League final. He's doing it in the Premier League. This is why we put our faith in him. And that was literally the last kick in the game. I'm telling you, bro, the vibes this season feel different. Somerville being the main man, Bowen coming back, Levi Colwill as well. If we just get that midfielder signing right, someone that's below 84 overall, a lot of room to grow, but also fits our budget of almost 110 million. I think I need your help for this. Let me know who you think we should sign to take this West Ham team to Premier League glory. I think your guys' decision could change everything.